You woke up today and nothing major happened. You did not run 5 miles. You did not work a long shift. You did not lift anything heavy. Maybe you stayed in your room most of the day. Maybe you scrolled on your phone. Maybe you watched videos, replied to a few messages, ate something, and moved from one place to another. But somehow, by the middle of the day, you felt tired. Not normal tired. A strange kind of tired. The kind where your body feels heavy, but you cannot explain why. The kind where even taking a shower feels like a big task. The kind where you look at your room, your phone, your work, your life, and think, why am I like this? And the hardest part is this. You feel guilty for being tired. Because in your mind, tiredness should come after doing something. But sometimes, your brain gets tired from everything it is trying not to feel. And that kind of tiredness is easy to miss because it does not leave sweat on your skin. It leaves fog inside your mind. Think about a normal slow day. You wake up, but you do not really start. You check your phone before your feet touch the floor. One message reminds you of someone you need to reply to. One video reminds you that other people seem more focused than you. One post makes you compare your life to someone else's life. You close the app, then you open it again. You tell yourself, I'll start in 10 minutes. But 10 minutes becomes 30, then 1 hour, then half the day. Nothing dramatic happens, but inside your mind, small alarms keep turning on. You should clean your room. You should finish that thing. You should reply to that person. You should be doing more. You should be better than this. And every should takes energy. Your brain does not only get tired from action, it also gets tired from pressure. It gets tired from unfinished tasks. It gets tired from making tiny decisions all day. It gets tired from holding thoughts you keep pushing away. This is why doing nothing can still feel exhausting, because your body may be sitting still, but your mind is running in circles. Psychologists call part of this cognitive load. That simply means the amount of mental weight your brain is carrying. Your brain has limited space for attention, planning, emotions, and choices. When too many things stay open in your mind, your brain has to keep checking them again and again. It is like having 20 tabs open on a computer. Even if you are not using all of them, they still slow everything down. That message you have not answered is one tab. That task you are avoiding is one tab. That fear about your future is one tab. That feeling that you are falling behind is another tab. From the outside, you may look lazy, but inside your brain is working hard just to hold all those tabs open. And then something painful happens. You stop saying, I am mentally tired, start saying, I am lazy. That one sentence changes everything. Because when you call yourself lazy, your brain does not feel safe. It feels attacked. And when the brain feels attacked, it does not become calm and focused. It becomes defensive. It looks for escape. That escape might be scrolling. It might be sleeping too much. It might be eating when you are not hungry. It might be avoiding people. It might be watching one more video. Not because you are enjoying it, but because silence feels too uncomfortable. This is not because you are weak. It is because your brain is trying to protect you from discomfort. Avoidance feels good for a moment. When you avoid a task, your stress drops a little. Your brain notices that drop and says this worked, so it remembers the pattern. Task feels uncomfortable. Avoid task, feel relief. But the problem is, the task does not disappear. It comes back later, heavier than before, so now you are not only tired from the task, you are tired from avoiding the task, feeling guilty about the task, and thinking about how long you have avoided the task. That is a lot of work for someone who thinks they did nothing all day. There is also another reason you feel drained. Your brain hates unclear choices. When your day has no clear shape, your mind keeps asking, what now? Should I work? Should I rest? Should I clean? Should I sleep? Should I start later? Should I watch one more video? Each question feels small, but every choice uses mental energy. This is called decision fatigue. The more decisions your brain has to make, the harder even simple things begin to feel. This is why a free day can feel more tiring than a busy day. On a busy day, the plan is clear. You know where to go. You know what to do. You follow the structure, but on an empty day, your brain has to create the structure by itself. And if you already feel stressed, ashamed, or overwhelmed, creating structure feels like lifting something heavy. So your brain chooses the easiest reward, a short video, a snack, a quick scroll, a little distraction. This is where dopamine comes in. Dopamine is not just about pleasure. It helps your brain decide what is worth doing. If a task feels clear and rewarding, your brain is more willing to start. But if a task feels vague, boring, or emotionally uncomfortable, your brain sees the reward as too far away. So it says, not now. That is why cleaning your room feels impossible, but watching 10 short videos feels easy. One gives a reward later, the other gives a reward right now. But the strange thing is, quick rewards do not always give real rest. They give stimulation, and stimulation is not the same as recovery. Your body may be lying down, but your attention is still jumping. New image, new sound, new idea, new emotion, new comparison, new worry. Your nervous system never fully settles. So after 3 hours of resting, you still feel tired. Not because rest does not work, but because what you called rest was actually more input. Real rest is not just stopping work. Real rest is when your brain feels safe enough to stop scanning. That is the part most people miss. You do not need to force yourself into becoming a perfect, productive person. That will only create more pressure. You need to reduce the hidden load. Start with this. Ask yourself, what is my mind still carrying? Not what is wrong with me. That question creates shame. Ask, what is still open inside my head? Then write it down, even if it is messy. Reply to my friend. Clean my desk. Start the project. I feel behind. I do not know what to do next. When you write these thoughts down, your brain does not have to hold all of them at once. It can see them outside itself. This lowers mental pressure. A thought inside your head can feel endless. A thought on paper has edges, and anything with edges feels easier to handle. Next, make the first step smaller than your ego wants it to be. Do not say, I need to fix my whole life today. That is too big. Say, I will put 1 cup in the sink. Say, I will open the document. Say, I will stand up and drink water. This works because the brain fears big, unclear tasks. But a tiny step lowers threat. It tells your nervous system, this is not danger. This is just one small action. And once you begin, your brain often finds the next step easier. Not always, but often. Because starting breaks the freeze. Then you need to learn the difference between real rest and fake rest. Fake rest keeps feeding your brain more noise. Real rest gives your brain less to react to. This does not mean you can never watch videos or use your phone. It means you should notice when your rest is leaving you more tired than before. Try 5 minutes with no input. Sit by a window. Walk slowly without headphones. Drink water without scrolling. Let your mind feel bored for a moment. At first, boredom may feel uncomfortable. That is because your brain is used to constant stimulation. But after a while, boredom becomes space, and space is where your nervous system starts to breathe again. Another thing that helps is choosing one mode at a time. Most people get tired because they are half working and half resting. They sit down to relax, but feel guilty. Then they try to work, but feel distracted. So they never fully rest and they never fully move. Their brain stays stuck in the middle. Give yourself a clear boundary. For the next 20 minutes, I will clean. Or for the next 20 minutes, I will rest without guilt. This helps because the brain relaxes when it knows what mode it is in. Clear limits reduce inner arguments. A tired brain does not need a perfect plan. It needs fewer arguments. And maybe the most important part is how you talk to yourself. When you say, I'm lazy, your brain hears danger. When you say, I'm overloaded, your brain hears information. Those two things create very different results. Accurate language helps your planning brain come back online. So instead of saying, I wasted the whole day, say, I got stuck in an avoidance loop. Instead of saying, I can't do anything, say, my brain is tired, so I need a smaller step. This is not fake positivity. It is emotional accuracy. You are not lying to yourself. You are describing what is happening in a way that gives you power. Because if the problem is, I am lazy, there is nowhere to go. But if the problem is, my brain is carrying too many open loops, then you can close one. Just one. That is enough to begin. Your tiredness may not mean you did nothing. It may mean your brain spent the day managing fear, pressure, shame, choices, and unfinished thoughts. It may mean your nervous system was busy even when your body was still. So the next time you feel tired after doing nothing, pause before judging yourself. Ask what your mind has been carrying in silence. Maybe it has been carrying a task you are scared to start. Maybe it has been carrying a decision you do not want to make. Maybe it has been carrying the heavy feeling that you should already be somewhere else in life. And maybe your exhaustion is not proof that you are broken. Maybe it is a signal. A quiet message from your brain saying, I need less noise. I need one clear step. I need safety before I can move. You do not have to fix everything tonight. You do not have to become a new person before tomorrow. Just turn off one open tab, write down one thought, take one small action. Give yourself 5 minutes of real silence and speak to yourself like someone you are trying to understand, not someone you are trying to punish. Because sometimes you are not tired because you did too little. Sometimes you are tired because your mind has been doing too much where no one can see it.